Hey guys, how we doing? All right, so we're back again in another city. This time we're in Washington D.C. I'm actually here for the Planetary Society's Day of Action. So I'm gonna do some space advocacy with members of Congress. And hopefully we're gonna be able to convince some members of Congress that space is worth investing in, and especially to do a search for life on Mars. So thanks for tuning in, and let's have a good time this weekend. Good morning, guys. We're headed down to the Potomac station for the metro. Then we're gonna head to the White House to get my press pass. All right, here we go, Potomac Avenue station. Time to go to the White House. Check that out, that's the White House. So I have a temporary press pass, which means that I can get inside and possibly if there's a press opportunity, maybe ask some questions. I was trying to get into the White House, but Donald Trump is not in town, so there's not a lot of press escorts. There's basically not much press activity going on. Washington Monument behind me. World War II Memorial, and behind that is the Lincoln Memorial? Lincoln Monument? No, it's the Lincoln Memorial. This is the Washington Monument. Memorial. Anyways, now I'm just gonna kind of walk around the town. I'm going to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum later. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find some of these cherry blossoms that are in bloom. It's always been sort of a bucket list item to see the Washington D.C. cherry blossoms when they're in bloom. So hopefully today's a good day. The clouds are clearing, so let's get to it. Over the course of the weekend, I was able to locate many different trees in blossom at different stage of blossom, but overall, it was a really great experience to see this. Okay, next check-in. I'm actually right here in front of Ford's Theater. Right in here is where Abraham Lincoln was shot, and right across the street, we have a little trolley. There's Lincoln's face right there, and right there, that sign actually says the house where Lincoln died. A little cool spot of U.S. history right here. Knowing that I had some time to kill, I explored this cute little manor and was able to spend some time in the actual room where Abraham Lincoln himself died on April 15th, 1865, of course. Then I found my way to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. Here is the actual Wright Flyer, which was the first in flight. Here is the Apollo 11 space capsule that was first to the moon. And here is the actual spacesuit that Neil Armstrong wore. And here is a mock-up of the Viking GCMS. All right, it's Sunday morning. Behind me, the Library of Congress. It's closed because it's a Sunday. I'm wearing the ALFA merch. Check it out on our Redbubble store. It's really comfortable. I really enjoy it. Keeps me warm. It's a little chilly out, but the weather is nice, so it's perfect for this weather. So yeah, today's Sunday. We're doing some training with the Planetary Society to, prepare for tomorrow's meetings on Capitol Hill with members of Congress. It's also theoretically possible I'm going to meet the Bill Nye the Science Guy, so I'm pretty excited for that. I'll obviously, keep you in the know. Have to take a selfie with him as well. But I'm excited to be here. Perfect day. DC is treating me right. Oh, by the way, check out my socks here. We got some Mars rovers. And somewhere on here is Ingenuity. Yeah, there she is. There's Ingenuity on my sock. A fun little fact about Ingenuity is that it was actually a project supported by NASA's NIAC program, which is the same program that supports ALF, so hopefully both can be on Mars one day. I finally made it to the Planetary Society's events where we started discussing how we should advocate to members of Congress.
Make sure you ask them to support that $9 billion top line for NASA science, which is across the space science, Earth and space science communities, the number that we've all rallied around. You may remember this.
Following some advocacy instruction, we met with our fellow constituents, and I actually met with Dr. Mike Wong, and we discussed how to detect alien life.
So the idea here is that you take a multidimensional parameter space of all sorts of organic compounds that could be in a sample. If you study that, maybe non-life appears here in this parameter space. Life as we understand it and know it on Earth appears here. Now, alien life that uses completely different biopolymers will not fall in the same...
The sun set on this Sunday, and then came Monday, the day of action. All right, it is Monday morning. It's a little rainy. We got the umbrella, got some coffee too. We're right outside the Capitol. We have a group of members just hanging out right up front. It's time to go meet with members of Congress and tell them why we love space so much. So I'm really excited.
This is the largest day of action we've ever done. So thank you. Thank you. I can't say that enough.
It is big thanks to Jack and Casey for organizing us. This is where we have a chance, I'm not joking you all, to change the course of history a little bit.
And thus change the course of history we shall. But first, a selfie with Bill Nye.
We commenced the day of action walking through the tunnels, encouraging other members in the halls.
Ad Astra, you guys. How are we feeling, Ari?
Good, great.
Fantastic. All right, guys. It's been a busy morning. I'm going... Oh, dropping a pen. That's the Planetary Society's pen. We need that. All right, guys. It's raining heavy, but having a good time, feeling good, enjoying advocating for space science and the search for life beyond Earth. We're here, right? Crossing from the Capitol. We're going from the Senate side to the House side, back to the Senate side. It's quite a workout, but it's a good time. We just met with a team from Senator Raphael Warnock in Georgia. Now I'm headed over to Representative Zoe Lofgren's office from California. Okay, just met with the Space Policy Advisor for Representative Mike Rogers from Alabama's 3rd District. Now I'm running out of time, but I'm running to Senator Adam Schiff's office now on the other side of Capitol Hill. So I gotta go.
It was quite fun getting to run around the town talking with important people about the things I love, and here's the great group from California.
More than halfway through the day, a little update here. So there's beautiful United States Capitol. We started this morning with Representative McCormick from Florida's 20th, I think. And that was a fun little meeting. Nice way to get the juices flowing. Then from there, there was another meeting with Representative Raphael Warnock's office. I said goodbye to my Florida team so that I could go to Representative Zoe Lofgren's office. I was in the Space Science and Technology Committee meeting room, which was really fun, and there were lots of great photos and displays of space imagery from galaxies to planetary bodies and multiple different hyperspectral imaging and stuff like that. Super fun. That was a really great conversation talking about the search for life on Mars and in the solar system, especially with the implications for NASA Ames in Representative Lofgren's district. And I was there with a constituent by the name of Aya Ahmed. So thank you, Aya, for being there with me. You took my pen. Just kidding. I'm gonna get it back though. From there, I had to rush upstairs to the Rayburn building, and I met with the military fellow and space policy staffer, I think, of Representative Mike Rogers from Alabama's 3rd District. That was a nice little short meeting, really straight and direct to the point. He said, you should join the Space Force because we need people like you. So I felt good about that. And then from there, I rushed on over, sweaty and everything, all the way to Senator Schiff's office, where I met with the lovely staffer there who, understood the concerns of the California constituents, which was good. Oh, I stopped by Senator Rick Scott's place. And then after that, now I've had my lunch refueled, had some sushi, that was yummy. Now I'm off to see if there's some drop-in meetings that I can go check out. And then in about an hour, I have a meeting with the other senator of Florida, well, the staffer, but it's Senator Moody. Okay, check it out. We're back at the White House. So I decided to take a break from the Hill. We just met with Senator Moody from Florida, but taking a break. I'm gonna go see if I can use my press pass to get into the White House and maybe ask POTUS something about searching for life on Mars. So let's do it.
I was finally able to use my press pass to access the White House. Took some cool photos and had a good experience. POTUS was fielding questions earlier in the day while I was busy on the Hill, so there wasn't much activity going on while I was there. Nonetheless, I was able to submit a question for the record, explore the White House press room, and gain confidence in my ability to engage with our democracy.
All right, guys, so look back there. We're on the White House grounds. Let me touch the grass. Nice. It's real. It's kind of wet, too. Anyways, I was able to find my way into the press office. Did a little bit of work catching up after a long day of advocating on the Hill. I submitted a question for the record because I wasn't able to catch POTUS at the stand, but that's okay. It was a long day, and he was fielding questions earlier, but I was busy on the Hill, so you can't be everywhere all at once. So I submitted something for the record, and I'll read it out to you when I have back at the office and have a second to settle the nerves and sit down and relax for a second, because oh man, I'm exhausted. But it was hard work. It was a lot of fun meeting with all the all the Florida senators and California representatives and everyone in between, that I was able to spread the message of searching for life on Mars, but also the need for investment in NASA science. So thanks for tuning in, and we got a few more events tonight, and then I have to fly back home tomorrow.
It was quite a peaceful evening in Washington, D.C., and this clip and the next were recorded when I was pretty brain dead and just happy to be enjoying some quiet, calm environments.
Civilian areas infiltrated by drone strikes and resistance. That will continue until a 30-day ceasefire is agreed upon. And right now, despite the president's optimism, there's no indication that Russia will agree to that deal.
To conclude the Day of Action weekend, we got to enjoy a live recording of the Planetary Society's podcast.
Well, that's nice. Thank you very much. You've warmed this old man's heart. Sibel, thank you. They have been absolutely terrific to us here at the Bloomberg Center. The crew, this beautiful facility. Thank you so much, everyone.
This is a joint presentation of both our regular Planetary radio show and Space Policy Edition.
If you're into this, my father could do like 50 constellations. How many constellations are there in traditional Western constellationology? 88, same as keys on a piano.
Yeah.
But that's Western, the Polynesians had their own deal and so on. But anyway, I grew up with that, and I'm sure you've all had experiences like this.
I think that's a great question. I'm honestly still figuring it out. And first of all, let me say hello, everybody, and go Planetary Society!
Yeah!
Go Planetary! Go space! Go science!
The live casting was pretty exciting, and they also had this mock-up of the Dragonfly, and check that out, I got pinned by Bill Nye himself. It was pretty great overall, really had a fun time, and I made some really fantastic connections. Shout out the Planetary Society. And after advocating with legislators about aerospace, it was cool to see when I landed in Jacksonville some aerospace capability in action. I think these were F-35s.
Right. We made it to Jacksonville. So I'm back in Florida. Got the merch, got the hat, check it out. It fits well. I think there's a nice style. It's pretty smooth on the front, which I like. It doesn't really feel too bulky. And the jacket, of course, trust it. And I don't know, I got this REI bag that fits really well with it. Anyways, yeah, check out the pin. So Bill and I hooked it up, but I'm exhausted from this weekend. Yesterday, I was so excited and hopped up on all the fun times on the Hill and at the White House, and I basically couldn't fall asleep. So I only got a couple hours of sleep. And I had to wake up really early for my flight, so I'm just so exhausted. Thanks for tuning along. This was a fantastic trip, and Ad Astra.